Hello, Patriots! That's what I want to hear. How many of you have never ever been to a Tea Party before? Not too many. Some of you traveled around and picked some up. I'll just give you a brief history of the Tea Party for those of you who don't know, don't understand what we are, what we're doing. We've only been around about 18 or 19 months. That's months. Can you believe that? The impact the Tea Party has had in 18 or 19 months? Because it's the people. That's what the Tea Party is. It's all of us. And we are nothing without you. There's different Tea Party factions. This group and me are part of Tea Party Patriots. We're the original Tea Party that started out in California back in February of '09. There's also Tea Party Express. You've probably heard of them. They do their little bus trips around the country. And Tea Party Nation is basically an online type Tea Party thing, and they're the ones who did the Sarah Palin convention last year. But we're the Tea Party Patriots. We're the originals. And in Illinois, there are over 70 Tea Party groups now. That is an amazing amount of people that have stood up and said, we've had enough. Taxed enough already. And this week I got an email, let me see if I can remember. Some guy suggested we change it to truth, education, and action. Yes. Doesn't that sound good? I like that. Because I think we're beyond the taxed enough already. We're ready to get out there and fight. Wait a minute, I forgot one of my props. Can't forget my chart. I am still getting questions. Why does the Tea Party exist? This is why the Tea Party exists. This is the deficits from 2003 to 2010, and I bet you can figure out which ones are the 2009 and 2010. That's why the Tea Party was formed. This is the destruction of our country right here. The blue on here is spending for the Iraq War. How many times have you heard the Democrats stand up and say, we can't afford the Iraq War? This is what it looks like. It's nothing compared to what these guys have done to us in the last 2 years. You can probably find this on the internet if you have any liberal friends who don't understand the difference between some spending and a whole lot of spending. I'm not in favor of any deficits. When the president talks about going back to the Bush era policies, no, we don't want to go back to the Bush era policies. We want to go back a heck of a lot farther than that. How about 1776? Yeah. The Tea Party is for fiscal responsibility, limited government, and free markets. If we had those three things, we would not have any problems in this country. The federal government is not supposed to control the people. They work for us. They should be about 25% of the size they are right now. The founders would be appalled if they saw what they were doing to us. You will probably hear some things about abolishing the Department of Education. You want proof the Department of Education needs abolishing? Go to the Holocaust Museum in Washington, D.C. There's a picture of school kids like this. How do you think they got like that? They were indoctrinated by Hitler. And if you don't think the federal government is indoctrinating our school kids right now, you better look into it, because they are. All these unfunded mandates of things that have to be taught in the public schools if you want funding from the federal government. Well, they don't need funding from the federal government. Return the power to the local and state government. We'll run the education system. Same thing goes for the Department of Energy. Oh, and by the way, on education, we're now 25th in the world. Since the creation of the Department of Education, we've fallen. Department of Energy was created in the 70s to get us off of foreign oil. We import more now than ever. And we have a president who just closed down all the wells in the Gulf of Mexico and wants them all sealed. There's a lot of reasons why he's doing this stuff. He is fundamentally transforming us into something that we are not. That is not the way we were founded. His idea is to create his version of utopia on the entire globe. And that means taking our money and giving it to people who don't have any. That's why he's shutting down those wells. That's why he gave $2 billion to Brazil so they could drill wells to sell oil to China. This man has got to be stopped, and it's not just him, it's the entire Progressive Party, both Democrats and Republicans. If you think that one election is going to change anything, it's not. We are in this for the long term. We have got to get these people out of our government permanently. And that's where you come in. It is not up to me. There's nothing I can do about it. It's up to you people to get out and get people to the polls. Tea Party Patriots has a 40-year plan. The government is so screwed up on every level that it's going to take 40 years to fix it. So if you think November 2nd this is over, I'm sorry, it's not. Any people that we elect this year, we're going to have to hold their feet to the fire, watch every move they make, and make sure that they are staying true to the conservative platforms that they ran on. We have a lot of good people like Mark Rubio. These are nationwide elections now. I don't know if you guys are aware of that. We have things set up where people in Illinois can make phone calls into Florida to support Marco Rubio, and you can do it from free from your computer. It's not just the people in Florida that need to get Marco Rubio elected anymore. This is people nationwide that can contribute to him. Michelle Bachmann is in the fight of her life. Anybody know Michelle Bachmann? Everybody know Michelle Bachmann? Awesome lady, congressman from Minnesota. Pelosi is out to get her. Bill Clinton's out to get her. But it's a nationwide campaign to defend her. If Tea Party people can just send $5 to some of these people, there are millions of us out there doing that. You send $5 to Michelle Bachmann, send $5 to Marco Rubio. We have got to get these people elected. Our forefathers pledged their fortunes, their lives, and their sacred honor. It's not any different for us. It's time for us to pledge our fortunes. If you want a country for your kids and your grandkids to grow up in that is different from what we had growing up, just stay uninvolved. If you want to give them a future where they have freedom and they have the ability to succeed, you got to step up to the plate. We don't have any choice. Abraham Lincoln, America will never be destroyed from the outside. If we falter and lose our freedoms, it'll be because we destroyed ourselves. And that's what we're doing. We sat on the sidelines for so many decades and just said, oh, those clowns in Washington. Personally, I sat at home and threw things at my TV set because I didn't know what else to do. That's why the Tea Party has been so successful. It's people that know history, know what this country was supposed to be, want to take it back to what it's supposed to be. And that's why all of you people have to get involved. Get 5 people to the polls who weren't planning on voting. Do you know what the voting is for midterm elections? 20 to 30%. If they had 40%, they would think it was a landslide of people coming out to vote. In 2008, 83 million people registered to vote who claimed they were Christians did not vote. Barack Obama was elected by less than 8 million. 83 million. How dare you not take your responsibility to vote seriously? You go out and tell people, how dare you not take your right to vote seriously? Women have only had the right to vote for less than 100 years. How dare the women not vote? Women were thrown in jail and beat up for wanting the right to vote. We don't have any right not to vote. You guys willing to get that message out? Thank you. I just got a call a little while ago. Did you know that Nickelodeon's off the air for 3 hours? Michelle Obama took them off the air and put up a note that says, go out and play. Does the federal government have a right to do that? They want to control every single aspect of our lives. I just can't even believe that anybody in government thinks that they have the right to do anything close to that. That's why we need militant people, that's you, getting in the fight. No more sitting on the sidelines. You got it? Okay. I am so far off script, it's not even funny. We are not Republicans. Everybody got that? The Tea Party is not Republicans. We are conservatives. And there are way too many Republicans that are not conservatives. Are there any Democrats here? I think I got one. Take your party back. This is not the Democratic Party. What happened to ask not what you can do for your country, but what your country, or what, yeah, whatever it was. Ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country. That was the Democratic Party. Can you imagine Barack Obama saying that? They have been taken over, the Republicans have been taken over by wishy-washy people that want to play the middle of the road, whatever, I don't know what they want to do. But they are not conservative. The Tea Party is taking over the conservatives. Democrats, get to work on your party. Or you can join us, whatever. Let's see what's on the second page. Thomas Jefferson. I predict future happiness for Americans if they can prevent the government from wasting the labors of the people under the pretense of taking care of them. And that's what they're doing. They're giving us a pretense of taking care of us. I don't need taken care of. Do you guys need taken care of? That's what families used to do. If you had somebody who needed help, the families helped. The churches helped. The churches are even sitting on the sidelines now. The churches need to stand up and say, this is wrong. If you read history, our founders believed that this was God's country. This was divine providence. Did you hear the president with his little thing earlier this week where he left, you're endowed by your creator out of the part of his speech? You're just endowed with rights? He left the creator part out. There's only one reason he would do that. Because he believes the government endows people with rights. They don't. We are endowed by our Creator with rights. And health care was not one of them. We have to get rid of this mindset in this country that you're entitled to things. It is destroying our country. We need to stop being politically correct. We need to stand up, take people on who have these philosophies while we'll just let government handle it. They are destroying us. If you want to have a country, stand up now. Start talking. Get your friends to the polls to vote. Do your research. Know who the conservative candidates are. Do not vote for anybody who is not conservative. I will leave it up to you to determine who's conservative and who's not. But if you send people to office that aren't conservative, you're going to get more of the same. One of my favorite sayings is from Ronald Reagan. Those who had the most to lose did the least to prevent it from happening. I'm not going to be one of those people. I'm going to try as hard as I can, even though this is bankrupting my family, because I spend 10 to 12 hours a day doing Tea Party stuff, where I'm reading everything possible, I'm emailing people, I'm emailing Congress, I'm calling Congress, I'm urging other people to do that. But I don't have a choice, because my kids deserve a free country. One final note, tell these people that get elected, when you place your hand on a Bible and promise to preserve and protect and defend the Constitution of the United States of America, you dang well better do it, or we will take you out. Thanks, guys.